Hey guys, welcome back to another recap video where we take a look at all the important events of the recent live streams in New Horizons. This time we begin on day number 11 after finishing up the Nequada line and making a few power upgrades within the base. Again, there will be lots cut out of the live streams. The previous 4 summary videos already represents over 40 hours of live stream footage. So if you want to see any of the full replays, then they're available as always in the Season 2 playlist. But without any further delay, let's begin here on day 11. So yeah, I was playing a bit this morning and I went to move the miners. So we had one on Venus, one on Mercury, one on Io. I just moved them to various ore veins on the same planets. So they're, again, still on Io, still on Mercury, and still on Venus. Playing without us, you're cheating on us off stream. Yeah, sorry. I'm cheating on you guys. I don't think we came across any new ore veins, so nothing else should need filters. But we just need to see if it's fast enough to keep up with our input rate. And right now I think it is. Let's establish a plan. Let's talk strategy. So we've got our tier 4 rocket, right? We can take this off our list. We have upgraded our multi-block miners. We wrote this about a week ago, I think. We now have indium bees, although we don't have indium comb processing. We similarly don't have the Nequada bee or the DOB. We get lots and lots of Nequada input from the miners. I think we have a couple hundred K. Yeah, 400,000 Nequada oxide mixture, which inputs into our Nequada line. This also all has to run through the new machines we built, and same for enriched Nequada oxide mixture. This is the finished dusts right here. So there's not really any rush to get the Nequada bee, to be honest. And the DOB I don't really feel like getting right now because I don't feel like messing with bees today, to be honest. And then, yeah, Nequada processing line is now done. No more objectives, we can all go home. Yeah, I wish. Not yet. Okay, so on the cards for today is going to be... I want to get an extruder and another large chemical reactor. So those are on the pin list up here. The miners have been moved, so we can take that off our pin list. I want to switch our wafer recipes over. I want to upgrade the Lapitronic supercapacitor. And then what else do we want to do? I want to upgrade Applied Energistics to molecular assemblers and also crafting CPUs as well. Okay, so what we want to do here is upgrade our maximum capacity on the battery, so we can store 11.4 billion EU. Alright, so yeah, this is going to use our Nequada alloy, which we make from the Nequada line. It's going to use our brand new advanced SMDs. It's going to use engraved Lapitron chips. We've been using these since EV. Osmiridium, LUV circuits, high power ICs, which come from Nequada doped wafers. Well, not necessarily, but they will. Upgrades paying off, indeed. Big time. Big time. Nice, we can get a LUV capacitor. No, so can we mix and match the old capacitors? Or do we have to have all LUV? You need to rename the Lapitron chips? Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. That is a good point. Yep. So what they're talking about here is because we have two of the same items, but wait, because we have 2 of the same items in the recipe, they still have to be in separate slots in the assembly line. So we need them separated so that they don't stack in the input bus. First intro to Gregtech was in All the Mods 9. Oh, I would love to pick your brain about GT. Considering you've had no exposure to the older versions, the originals. That's so fascinating. Okay, that's 9. Let's get 8 of these capacitors. Oh boy. Look at this. It's not the biggest craft we've done, but it's certainly an expensive craft. 170 Lapotron crystals? Oh my goodness. Alright, and in the meantime, we're gonna set up some more wireless AE coverage, because I want more wireless AE. Alright, so we should have our, well, we do have our data stick for the capacitor, which has to go inside the assembly line, and that should now have all the items, including the one that is no stack. Perfect. Right, so everything has its own slice in the assembly line. And now we can give this the data stick, and it's going to craft the capacitors. Oh, Metis, you were like 10 seconds slow. Metis put in the chat, oh wait, ZPM recipe? Just as it voided. And yeah, you're right, it's ZPM. That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna swap this out and make it ZPM. So instead of 2 IV energy hatches, we'll make it double LUV. There we go, 50 seconds per capacitor. Flawless, you guys saw nothing, and with that we're gonna take our break. And the capacitor should be finished. Let's request another one to make it 8. And we'll just ignore the fact that we voided this amount of material. So these are empty. And the one underneath is... yeah, so we have exactly 8. I thought there might be an empty one under there, but that wouldn't make sense, but... fill this back in. $59.4 billion. Nice, that's actually what we calculated, right? I'm sure that's the number we came out with. Oh, and this does also increase our passive loss as well. It used to be 63 EU a tick. Right? I think it was 60... wait, we can scroll up here. 65 EU a tick. We used to lose 65 EU a tick, just passively. Now we're losing 343. That's still manageable though. You saw nothing. Okay, so I think we'll just stick with 2x2s, because this is going to be a massive upgrade over what we had. And honestly, there's nothing really taxing our CPUs that heavily right now. Alright. Oh, 4 million. Oh, 8 million. Alright, so we got two 4 millions, 1 8 million, 2 64Ks, 128K. The biggest we had before, I think, was 80K. You know what? We need names for these as well. You know what? Let's name them. Let's get some names going. What do you guys suggest? Big Memory, Megamind, Gaming Chair, Big Bertha, Turing, Deep Blue, Jarvis, Breeks. No, Breeks is not a CPU. It's not a CPU. Crypto Miner, I like that one. Krypton, Carl, Cortana, Hal. Oh, it's a tough choice. We only have 6 right now, but we will have more in the future. We'll probably stack the same again on top. Yeah, let's just get another 16 right now. Alright, should it be like that? 3PU. Ah, that looks weird. This way's better. We're gonna do it this way. Alright, top of the list is 3PU. Next name. GregOS. I like that. Couple more to name. Don't want to break that yet. We can break this one. Lashtech? Should we call one after Lash? Three to 4 business days. Chicken null. Yeah, okay, we'll call one after Lash Mac. Metis OS. Yes. Oh, we have to call one after CarX82 as well. I've got the perfect name. Should we go with OX or OS? Here. Who made the spreadsheet? Cobra? Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, we'll name one after Cobra as well. OX? Okay. Since he's also known as the Shadow of X. Letting me void a capacitor earlier today. Yeah, Metis. It was my fault. It wasn't your fault. I'm just teasing you. Alright, so is everything online now? What do we still have to name? We have 3PU, we have CarX82, we have GregOS, we have Lashtech, we have Metis OX. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 to name. Yeah, let's go for that. Taz, by the way, is our well, he's been with me since Divine Journey 2. Helped out as a moderator in the channel. I owe a lot to Taz. Who else has helped us out in New Horizons, in the New Horizons run? Cool Cat has actually given us a lot of time in New Horizons. Extra cool CPU, yeah. Yeah, he helped us design the valley in the overworld. I was annoying him for a long time when I was building that thing. So I appreciate him listening for all that time. And we have one more. Who else is gonna get a CPU right now? It must be chickens. Oh yeah. Alright, so we have upgraded CPUs. We have 3PU, we have Cobra, who is the author of the Platline and the Quad charts. We have CarX82, self-explanatory. Good luck to CarX for Season 3. We have Egg, after all the chickens. We have Cool Cat, another one of our moderators, and who helped us out build the overworld. Father Taz, the longest serving mod. GregOS, of course. Lashtech, we miss you. And Metis. Alright, are these the same? Oh, we got our quest, nice. Naquata coils. Multi-block goals. LUV bag. We might as well open this. What do you guys think we're gonna get here? Anything decent? It's gonna be 700 or more. I think it's gonna be longer, but we'll see. It's gonna take years. A cookie? Redstone torches? Redstone torches? Meh. Meh. Yeah, are these the same texture? I think they're the same texture. Am I imagining things, or is that slightly darker? Just a tad? Yeah, it does look that way, right? Barely? Yeah. It's slightly darker though. It's ever so slightly different. How are we gonna know they're all switched out though? It's gonna be impossible to tell if we're missing one. Well, it's not gonna finish the multi-block, but I think I'm just gonna do this and replace them manually, because otherwise we're We're going to be hunting for the last one, and it's going to take forever to find it. So I'm just going to build this instead of exchanging the blocks. Petition to do 60-day stream. I don't know if I'm going to get through a 30-day stream, let alone 60. 60-day stream is not going to happen. I want to be someone to rely on, right? Not like... In between streams, I was playing, although I didn't get the quests. I did go ahead and upgrade our molecular assemblers, so I think we had 2 molecular assemblers before, and some number of interfaces, but I added way more, and we could add way more still. We could add molecular assemblers where the frame boxes are, just to make it faster. But these are, I mean, kind of expensive, and we don't ever wait on these. These are never ever a bottleneck in GTNH. It's always the machines elsewhere. But just to make sure they're not a bottleneck, I'm going to add acceleration cards to all of them. I think I have a screenshot of what it looked like yesterday, but molecular assemblers require 4 EV assembly machines, right? No, it's just 1, I think. But still, we have it here. It's just 1 EV assembler per molecular. But still, that's quite expensive when you're making multiple. I mean, it's easy for us at this point. We've significantly... Oh yeah, also last stream we were able to change up some of the circuit recipes and wafer recipes. For things like the system on chips, to make circuits cheaper, to make transformers and stuff cheaper as well, as a result of having the quada. So, fusion is... well, there's 2 reasons we need fusion. We need to use fusion to generate power, so eventually, once we have a second fusion reactor, we're going to use fusion to generate plasma and run that through turbines to generate power, which is similar to the large gas turbines, except instead of nitrobenzene, it will use the fluids or gases made from the fusion reactor. So just in case you're not familiar with the fusion reactor in Gregtech, it is a donut structure like this, and it makes fluids. So the fusion reactor will make helium, well, at least the Mark 1 will make helium plasma, sonarium, iron, calcium plasma, boron plasma, uranium, europium, chrome, osmium, platinum, and neon. You might have noticed that we need europium and uranium in a few of the recipes that we've checked recently. So the main reason we'll pick up the fusion reactor is for things like europium, which we need for some assembly line recipes, for crystal chips for the next circuits. We're going to need it for a bunch of stuff. And then, yeah, we'll eventually make a second one and have that dedicated to... I think it's helium plasma that it's the most efficient way to generate power and run helium plasma through the turbines. I think the play here is just to add another mustard cable, and then we can send that into the ZPM high amp transformer here, and then make sure we have 8 amps going through here, and then we'll just double up the transformers here so that we ensure we have 16 amps going to the quad line. I wonder if we could just increase the Naquada alloy cable. Here, and then can we plug 2 dynamo hatches into 1 Naquada alloy wire? I don't see why not, right? Like if we just increase the size of this one to like 8x Naquada alloy cable, and then we just plug in another dynamo hatch here and connect them up on this block space, we can do that. And that should work. And then we can just keep everything else the same, and then edit what's down here. In fact, everything else should be able to stay the same. The only thing that's going to change is the transformer on this side. Cut the red wire, no the green. I get very jittery when I'm working with power because one wrong move and it, like, we are basically toast. So it gets kind of exciting, but also, yeah, I'm aware we're doing this again for like the 3rd day, but it has to be done. We have to be making trinium. Yeah, cut that. Cut this here. Make this signalium. And then we'll UV transform it here. Yeah, ZPM to LUV. That's what we want. And yeah, as Meta said, it's generally best to transform as late as possible to minimize cable loss. Because the higher tier of energy that you send, the less cable loss you're going to have. Because cable loss is linear, for the most part. Whereas the maximum voltage on a given tier of cable is exponential. So ZPM cable carries 131,072 volts through each cable. Whereas LUV is 32,000. So it's 4 times the amount of voltage. But you're still only losing 4 EU loss per block. Depending on the cable, this loses 2 EU loss per block. So it's definitely more beneficial to send ZPM over LUV. And that applies at pretty much every energy tier. Unless you're using superconductors, but that's a different story. Is there a thing finished scanning? It should be. Yes, we got the LUV field generator. Please don't tell me we have this already. Did I already scan this? No, we didn't. Okay. Yeah, we'll add this into our assembly line. LUV field gen. Let's go and code some recipes for that, because that's going to be next for the fusion reactor. There's a 0% chance 3 gets fusion. Yes, I agree. We're not getting fusion today. Did you start smelting fusion coils? Nope. The power is about to go out, so we can't really start too much. How much infra should one have by the time they make an IV assembly machine? That's a very tricky question, but also don't put too much weight on the answer that you get with that question. Because with a question like that, it's very easy to get an answer like, oh, I should have 10x the amount of machines that I have right now at IV. And that can get you discouraged very easily, because then it's like, oh, well, I should have been doing this. I've been playing wrong. And there's no wrong way to play this game. You can play in whatever way you want. Yeah, as Metis points out, it's highly dependent on playstyle. No infra is the way to play. I mean, if you're into that, it wouldn't be me, but some of you guys say it would be me because of all the stuff we're missing. But actually, our infrastructure is pretty decent for this point in LUV. It's pretty good. 3, you're gonna upgrade power before or somewhere after fusion. Upgrade power how? 66? Okay. Yeah, we have 66. We upgraded power not too long ago, adding a second XL gas turbine. And we're just about to upgrade power throughput right now. We already done it 2 days ago with 2 UV lines, but we want to add a third. Alright, how close are we? We're very close. We're very close. A couple of circuits to go, and then we've got our You're Gonna Hate This quest. There it is. There's the sensor. 7 seconds in the assembly line. That's not bad. There's our LUV sensor. Just waiting on the emitter. Hello, Snape. Severus. That is his name, right? I'm not a Potterhead. Do we have any Potterheads in chat? I recently learned that Potterhead was an actual thing. Like, I had no idea it was called a Potterhead. Yes, that is his name, Severus Snape. You're not a Potterhead, but you do know that. Oh, there it is. The emitter. You guys ready? We're gonna get our quest. Now you're really gonna hate this. 5 and 6 in LUV. Now we get some free osmium, some free rhodium plated palladium. That's not going to put a dent in what we need though. But I'll take it nonetheless. LUV bag, let's open it. You're trolling me, Gregtech. You're trolling me. Look at that. Gives us blocks at this point in the game. That is the biggest troll I've ever seen. Alright, sure. Sure. Okay, so. Backup is done, right? Yeah, backup is done. Okay. Focus, everyone. Concentration. Okay, what do we want to do here? Okay, I don't hear any explosions so far. So we counted out the amperage correctly. Our ZPM machines should be able to run now. And I don't want to see any machines here off after in the next couple of hours. I don't want to see it machines, okay? Are you listening, Chemical Reactor? Always looks like a face, but yeah, are you listening? I don't want to see you off, okay? No, wait, it was this one here. I don't want to see you off, okay? Alright, let's run around, turn on all the machines again. We have upgraded our power throughput from the battery. So we're now sending 8 amps of UV through this one cable. So we upgraded the cable, added another connection to the battery output. And then, yeah, we're just transforming down later in the line so that we can provide enough amperage to our Nequata line. So we swapped out all the cable here. And we're working towards our fusion reactor right now. So we're working on some quests. We just got You're Really Gonna Hate This in LUV. Looks like they unlocked the LUV laser engraver and the circuit assembler LUV. I don't know if those are necessary for fusion. There, we're gonna need trinium. I think that just went up. We're gonna need trinium dust, which comes from the Nequata line for fusion. Which is why I wanted to get that going before we done anything else, so that we can have the Nequata line running. Alright, so for the fusion reactor, we are gonna need our controller, we need the casings, we need superconductor coil. This is the main cost. And then we need 16 LUV energy hatches. Yeah, in Community Edition you don't need 16 energy hatches, but we'll make them. Holy. Holy. Alright, Metis, you can craft these for us, okay? Metis OX. Guys, this right here is the biggest barrier for fusion right here. This is the biggest cost. And it looks not bad because like you see this and it's not bad, but remember, superconductor and LUV wire is, oh yeah, and it's 2x superconducting. So each wire is this recipe here, so an LUV pump with helium, tiny indium, and the pump recipe is like this. And yeah, that's HSSS, niobium, titanium. The electric motor is like this. And then going back to superconductor, you need also base, which is cooked in the blast furnace as an alloy dust. And it's mixed from barium, tin, indium, titanium, and copper. So yeah, and this is the superconducting wire. This is the lossless cable, the one that you were suggesting earlier on. But we can only make up to LUV. But yeah, we need a lot of this for our superconducting coil blocks. Takes a pump? Yes, it takes a pump. This is GTNH. So yeah, let's encode the recipe for superconducting coil. This will go in 0. Or is it not 3? Normally it's circuit 3 for the coils, but I guess that's 0. Alright. I'm extremely nervous to see the cost of this. 32. Do you guys think we're going to be able to afford it? It's 15 wires per pump. Yeah, true, but it's 2x wire for the coil. The coil is 64 2x wire for each coil. And the recipe only gives you 1x here. Yes, you should be able to. I'm not very hopeful, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, I'm so nervous to hit this button. Okay, fair enough. We're missing recipes. Oh, polyphenylene sulfide. Holy, 273 pumps. $3,000 HSSS. This is probably going to take about 2 days to smelt, I think. I'm very surprised though. I'm very surprised. It's not that bad. Yes, it is that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Look at all this stuff. Do you know how long it took us to get to this point? $4,000 rumored it. Oh my goodness. Maybe 2 or 3 at a time. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe we should just do like 1 coil. Let's see how long it takes for 1 coil, okay? Let's see how long 1 coil takes. 3, you forgot maintenance on yourself? Yeah. You guys are driving me crazy. 64 amp LEV dynamo hatch, 64 amp LEV energy hatch. Yeah, that's what my understanding was from what you said, but thanks for confirming that. We have the dynamo hatch encoded already, or did we request that? We requested that. Okay, so just the energy hatch. All right, so we have our superconductor wire. We have our first superconductor coil. We have 1 of 32. Yay! Alright, so we are going to move our freezer to here. And we'll plug it in. With this. Okay, so again, the reason we're moving our freezer is so that we can freeze the ingots for the fusion reactor in a reasonable amount of time, or basically ensure that we don't void and we can parallelize, so that our freezer can keep up with the Vulcanus, because we need to smelt like 10,000 ingots for fusion. Almost there with fusion. Now we're about 16 hours away of blast furnace stuff. Hope we don't lose a casing, but it's cheap enough, I suppose, to replace it. It's fine. Has anyone ever done that before? Bridge out with LUV energy hatches? Because now we have. Use them as building blocks, that's hilarious. Oh, we're not done yet. Quick, someone in chat be the very first person to bridge with ZPM hatches. Well, we don't have those yet, so you would be first person here, probably, most likely. Since we're, yeah, the reason we moved our freezer is to give it a dedicated 64 amp LUV line, and we have to, of course, plug this into something, because there's nothing that's capable of 64 amp dedicated LUV without pulling to other systems around the base. So we have to give this a space on the output of the battery. Whoa. I was like zipped upwards there. That was... I don't know what happened there, but yeah. I don't know what just happened there. But yeah, we need to break this and put a 64 amp LEV dynamo hatch, and then connect our superconductor to that, and then plug that into our freezer. Yeah, local battery buffers are just not worth it at all. You can't store enough power for them. It's not like an LV. Remember, power scales exponentially as you increase the tiers. And we're working with UV power here and LUV power, so it's not really feasible to set up battery buffers all over the place. So we've now given our freezer a dedicated 64 amp LUV line. Superconductor line, no less. So there's zero loss in that cable, which means we can feed a 64 amp energy hatch, LUV, so we can get maximum parallel out of any IV recipes or below. Anything over IV will still run, and some in parallel depending on the recipe requirements, but it won't be to the full extent capable from the vacuum freezer. But we should be able to run up to ZPM recipes with this. Again, not in full parallel mode, but it still will run. So if we turn this on now, it does 30 at a time. 4 superconductor base at a time every 5 seconds, that's not bad. Pretty good. Yeah, I don't want to run the blast furnaces too long because we will run out of power, and we're running low on nitrobenzene, so we need to be a bit careful. We might switch off ore processing, that might not be a bad idea for now. Okay, let's add a pattern for the Fusion Mark 1 controller. We don't have that, right? We don't have that. It's kind of pointless adding this right now, but yeah, we'll do it, so we can just request it later. And then we'll probably finish the stream with... Oh, it's so good having this fusion reactor here. We don't have it yet. We're close, we're close. Relatively speaking. Yeah, and we're on 17 hours played. Pretty nice number. Okay, our ZPM circuit is done. Let's go rename this so we can add it to the recipe. Same situation as before. We want it in individual slices of the assembly line, so we need to rename it so it doesn't stack in the input buses. Here, we have a terminal in... Whoa, what? What just happened there? Did you guys see that? We just went all the way from B's to Platline. We have a terminal in... Whoa, what? That's not even in range. What? You know, when I'm streaming here, it feels like it's really slow. Like progress-wise, progress feels really slow, but actually when you look back, we've done an awful lot of stuff. And like, as a whole, we're making some really good progress. Like, it's coming along pretty smoothly. Not without some hiccups, but I mean, we're getting there. We are getting there. We upgraded the amperage on this line here, which is UV. It's capable of 8 amps of UV from the battery. So we added another output point from our battery, which has seen some capacity upgrades. And that now feeds down here, down to the Nequada line to ensure we have enough amperage to send to those machines. Amperage does not equal power though. Amperage is a different problem, but yeah. We also moved our freezer so that we can plug it into a dedicated 64 amp LUV wire with a multi-amp hatch, energy hatch. And that is now plugged straight into the battery, which is, by the way, where most of the power draw is going. We encoded some recipes for the fusion reactor, and then we ran into the issue of running out of power because we need to smelt so much. And we're also out of nitrobenzene, which is what we burn for power. So nitrobenzene is what we send through our turbines, and the issue with nitrobenzene is we're out of logs. So tomorrow we're going to set up our tree growth simulator, which will simulate growing trees and give us logs. Hopefully fix the nitrobenzene, and then yeah, we'll see where we go from there. We need to cook about 15 hours worth of blast furnace stuff.